Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, for the main tarot, I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot. Artwork by Renata Lechner. Over here on the side if you want to see how to spell that person's name. And the website is loscarebo.com. If I can get it close enough. If you want the spelling and you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. The website here on the back is rockpoolpublishing.com.au, A as in apple, U as an umbrella. I also use some dice. The larger dice, it's 21-sided, which does omit the Fool, but it's still good. I just make it work. I believe that came from mathartfun.com. Hopefully, if you are trying to read that, you can read that. This is going great. Hopefully you can. Mathartfun.com. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but hopefully you can see it if you're trying to see it. The smaller dice, the 14-sided, which I use to determine the card I'm using for the minor arcana, came from Tom Anders, and there's the website on there, which I can't read right now, but if you freeze frame, you can get it. There's also this code. You can use that if you're interested. Feel free. All right, so if you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's go on to your read. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? That's interesting. Your Cancer, clearly. I just did the Pisces reading, and there was this energy that we were trying to move past. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's this energy that needs some changing. Okay. This is a long haul situation. All of these cards, there's a lot of cards. I feel like this reading is going to be about keeping what you want to keep. I feel like this is one of those readings. Like, something's not quite right here, but it hasn't been quite right for quite a while. And this is about something that I feel like you want to keep, and you're doing your best to hold on to it. I got the Hanged Man, though, that the way things are currently being held on to, they're not growing. It's kind of like it's a little bit restricted, and it's like it's stunting the growth. So I feel like what they're saying is what's going on right now is something you want to keep hold of, something you want to keep around you. And it's kind of like you've been doing your best with it. It's almost like I feel like this is all I can do to keep it where I need it to be for it to be safe. But I feel like they're saying there's some changes coming up, and there's this opportunity where things can go a little bit differently per what you want, and you can have the control of changing that to make this better. This does seem that things go a little awry every now and then anyway. Every now and then there's just issues that just kind of happen. They just pop up here and there. And it's kind of like during one of those problems where things just pop up and go a little south for a minute, that's where you're going to have the easiest time, ironically, to change how things are going. Again, I know it's something you want to keep. It's something that makes you nervous. I feel like it's one of those things where I do want it to go better, but I'm nervous about changing it because the way it's currently going, I know what it does. I know how to handle it. But it's kind of like I really would like it to go better at the same time. And this is something where this situation just keeps doing things. It's like things just go a little awry every now and then. It's kind of hard to keep a hold of. It's kind of hard to keep eyes on it. It just kind of does what it needs. And the Ace of Wands just kind of pops up every now and then. You do your best to handle it with the High Priestess. It's kind of like I don't always like it, but I try to make the best of it. I just can't seem to stop it. It does, like, it bothers you that I feel like there's this ever-going fear that one of these times I'm not going to be able to pick up the pieces. One of these times it's going to flat out fail. And I'm worried about that, which is one of the reasons this reading, I feel like if it's hitting is coming your way, kind of like before that even gets that far, there is a chance to change this and make it stronger. It's going to take a little bit of work, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but it can be better than what it currently is, and you can have more confidence that, it's more likely to stay where you need it to stay versus all the randomness going on here. Again, it's kind of stuck at the moment. There are some opposing energies going on here. Opposing to you or opposing to each other? That's what well, other people seem to be pushing it forward the way they want. I'm not really confident that these energies work together. I feel like it's like one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. One of those things. You know what I mean? I'm not confident that these people get along, whoever these people are. And I get that they're all just off doing what they want. They're happy to do what they want. They do feel like they kind of butt heads once in a while, but they more than likely ignore each other and just do what they want, which is counterproductive, which is probably another reason this situation is rough. That just seems to happen. That's another level of this situation. So, again, this is something you want to keep. You're struggling with. The energy, the stronger energy, I'm going to say not all the energy around this, but the stronger energy is just like, it's conflicting. It just works against itself. It's like one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. I just keep getting that. And they just seem to ignore each other. I don't know what to say about that. That's really like, what's the point of that? Now, the thing that's coming up where you're going to get your opportunity is that there's other people. It's these other people. I think it's these other people again. And because they're not working together and they're ignoring each other and they're like, it's like somebody goes three blocks west, somebody goes 3 blocks south, and then they could like split the difference, and go south. They could split the difference, but they just give up. I feel like they just flat out give up. They're upset. They're not happy. You should have done it my way. And then I feel like they just ignore each other again. They just kind of put down the situation and they ignore it. One went 3 blocks west, one went 3 blocks south, and I just feel like they're just like, you know what, forget it. I'm just not even going to worry about it. This is your moment for prosperity. This is where things can go better for you. Because I feel like you're going to see it, and normally you'd be like, okay, no, you can't just ignore it. Let's get on the ball. Let's do something. They're saying, don't do that this time. This time, you make the decision. Because I feel like the normal energy is to like, get people together and kind of be like, and kind of fight the situation. Like, this isn't right. This isn't how you do this. You guys got to work together. Come back to this center and like just make a different decision and work together. And I feel like I don't want to do it this time anyway. But they're saying this time, don't jump in and don't try to make it work. Instead, make a long-term plan, but you decide what you want and just start making it happen. It may seem strange, but these other energies are not working together anyway. Ironically, I feel like if you just choose a direction and just go where you want, as long as it's not, because I feel like these people are just like, well, as long as it wasn't, I feel like the Queen of Swords would be like, well, as long as it's not the King of Wands way, I'll do what you want. And vice versa, the King of Wands would be, well, as long as it's not the Queen of Swords way, I'll do what you want. As long as they're not getting their way, I'll do this way. I don't know. It almost seems like a childish game. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a general read. You moving forward and just doing it what you want and just taking it where you want it to be, ironically, I think you're going to get support from both. They're still not going to get along with each other. I feel like they don't get along with each other, and they almost like toed it like a badge of honor. But the thing is, they'll work with you, they just won't work with each other. I don't know what to say about that. It is what it is, I guess, if this reading is hitting. Let them leave each other alone. The energy seems to calm down a lot. Like at the Death card with the Six of Swords, which the Death card is a big change, and the Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters sometimes. They'll work with you. They won't work with each other. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your head. Kind of like, all right, they get along a lot better if they don't have to work with each other directly. So if I just say what I want to do and I just go forward with what I want, they'll both work with me almost to spite each other. I need to stay aware of that. It's only going to go so far, but it will be better. It's not going to be perfect. I don't think you'd believe it if it was, just to be fair. You got to keep your eye on it. Is that the 5? Yep, 5 of Pentacles. It's only going to get so far, and then you're going to kind of get stuck. but I feel like you're going to be happier. It's ironic that it gets only so far, then it gets stuck, but I do feel like you're going to be a lot happier. It's kind of like I'm stuck in a place that it's a lot more comfortable, and it's stuck in a place where I can keep an eye on everything. So I feel like I have more control. I feel like it's safer where it's stuck. It's kind of like, it's almost like there's a fence in the back. It's like there's a new fence in the backyard. There's more to do. There's more room, but it's still confined. But I feel like you like it a lot better. So it does get stuck. It only goes so far, but you're going to be a lot happier. I also feel like you're a lot comfortable, a lot more comfortable. Kind of like, I don't want it to keep going too far because I don't know if I can control it if it goes too far, and I don't know what's going to happen if it goes too far. What is this? Your final outcome for this situation. Wheel of Fortune, and then the Three of Fire. Okay. So, it'll only go so far. I do feel like you're going to be happy with that, and it's going to be nice, but it's not going to stay there forever. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands is kind of like, at some point, something new will come in, and there will be the whole situation will change. I feel like when that comes in, though, I don't feel like it's bad. I just feel like it's uncomfortable, if that makes sense. This will only stay where it is for a certain amount of time, which is subjective to whatever you're dealing with. I do feel, though, a change does come in at some point. I feel like it'll take the whole situation out of your control. I don't think it's bad again, but I don't think I like it. But I feel like they're just giving you a heads up. At some point, the situation will not be in your control. So, I don't know. I feel like maybe they're just acknowledging it. Maybe you already knew that. I feel like for most of you, that's no news. That's kind of like, I know at some point I won't. I feel like maybe you already knew that. They're just acknowledging that. But for a while, for a good amount of time, at least it can be more stable and more safe, and you can like it a lot more. They're just like, live it up while you can, and be happy while you can, and do what you can with it while you can. So, at least I think it's an improvement. I think it goes better. I feel like it goes a lot better. These people not wanting to deal with each other, that's just a weird thing. I don't know. I feel like as long as things are better, I feel like you're fine with it. They are who they are. I think it's one of those things. I don't know if there's really anything else I can say with it. I think that's pretty much it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.